Hi everyone, my name is Roman and you're watching the...
Hey there, you're watching the Movavi vlog.
Your go-to channel for creating cool videos.
Hey there, once again, if you didn't quite get it, that was my Lego alter ego. And I'm not that violent when it comes to real life. It's just that we got a little bit carried away with this stop-motion animation. From today's episode, you're gonna learn what stop-motion animation stands for, how this technique is applied in movies and cartoons, and how to shoot your own stop-motion animation movie. By the way, this episode will also have a second part, where we'll display an even cooler example made by ourselves and tell you how to make these terrific stop-motion special effects. Don't miss it! But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button in this episode if you feel interested in today's topic. Well now, how do we define stop-motion animation? To put it simply, each scene gets photographed frame by frame. In each frame there are slight changes in the scene. Later on, all the photographs are combined in one video sequence. With this, we end up with an illusion of movement. Before computer graphics appeared, the stop-motion technique was applied in films to animate fantastic creatures and various dinosaurs. Stop-motion technique has been used to create a lot of your favorite cartoons for over 100 years. All sorts of various materials can be used for stop-motion animation movies. There is clay animation with vivid examples like Britain's series Wallace and Gromit and the Soviet cartoon named Last Year's Snow Was Falling. There are also stop-motion puppet films. In the past years, there have been a few incredible cartoons, the making of which required a lot of effort. Check it out yourselves to see how these films were created. Finally, there are stop-motion animated films where action figures and objects are cut out of paper, cardboard or cloth. The one I like best of all this is Isle of Dogs, 100%. And what are your faves among stop-motion animated films? Let us know in the comments. There aren't really any strict limits among all these genres of animation. It ain't just humans and animals you can mold out of clay. It can be any type of abstraction, really. And instead of making dolls, you can just grab Lego action figures just the way we did. So, let's get down to business. And now I'm going to tell you how to get a practical application of this stop-motion technique. Let's go! First off, you'll need a script. Write down a detailed description of all the actions of your characters, and even better, draw a storyboard. Then you'll need to find a shooting location. In our case, it's all easy. It can be a desk in an ordinary room. No special studios are needed. Another important aspect is the constant source of light. It's better to shut the blinds and get rid of sunlight. Why? Well, lighting will change throughout the day, which will cause flickering. For lighting, get a simple table lamp, or more professional lamps, like we have. Dress up in dark clothes. Light-colored clothing will reflect light, and it'll get in the frame. What can you shoot with? Anything. We picked a digital camera, but you can easily use a smartphone or even a webcam. Whatever device you're shooting with, switch off all the automatic settings. Set the focus manually as well as ISO, camera aperture, shutter speed, and white balance. Not quite sure what all these words stand for? Check out our episode on manual camera settings. If you leave the automatic settings, there is a chance that the light and focus in your video might change very unpredictably. Make sure to mount your camera on a tripod. If you're going to use Lego action figures, then the platform they'll be moving along better be fastened on the table with the help of duct tape. It's also better to use a remote control for the camera, since you might accidentally move the camera while pushing the button, and that'll be noticeable in the frame. If you don't have such a remote control around, install a special app and control the camera with the help of your phone. All that's left is to decide on the number of frames, or FPS. Professionals shoot with a standard frequency of 24 frames per second. It means that you gotta make a whole lot of 24 photographs for 1 second of the video. For a newbie, it's quite a lot. So we recommend shooting with the frequency of 8 FPS. That means 8 photographs for 1 second of the video. The result will look less smooth, but there is still something charming about this raw animation. How do you know the number of frames you gotta make? Let's suppose you're shooting the way your character picks up some object off the ground. Now you need to imagine how much time this action would take in real life. Let's suppose the time is 2 seconds. Let's multiply it by the chosen FPS value. What we end up with is 8 multiplied by 2 equals 16, which means you need to make 16 photographs to shoot this 2-second scene. Okay, now, let's move on to shooting and editing. We place the camera so that there are only Lego action figures on the platform visible in the frame. Now it's pretty easy. You gotta carefully move an action figure little by little. Take a picture of it, then move the action figure, take the picture again, and keep doing it over and over and over until you get bored. It took us about an hour to shoot our 16-second video example. While shooting, make sure your hands or your shadow don't get in the frame. When the shooting part's over, let's move on to Movavi video editor. Let's upload all the photos into the program. All the photos on the timeline will be selected by default. If you accidentally called off the selection, hit Ctrl-A. Click on the Clip Properties icon. Change the duration parameter to 125 milliseconds. With the clip duration like that, you're gonna get 8 FPS. When the video sequence is ready, all that's left is to record your voiceover with the voices and actions of your characters. Voice itself can be recorded directly through the video editor with the help of the Record Audio function. You can learn more about it from one of our previous episodes. Footsteps or punching noises can also be recorded by yourselves or downloaded from the websites freesound.org and audioblocks.com. Upload your voiceover files into the program. Put them in the right order on the audio track. Adjust the volume and apply some effects if needed. That's it! Your animation movie is ready! As you see, it ain't that difficult to start creating your own stop-motion movies. All it takes is desire and a great deal of patience. In our next video, we'll continue the topic of stop-motion animation and tell you about various tricks and special effects that will help to make your animation film intriguing and even more spectacular. If you want to find out more on how to create sound for your animation film, check out our episode on Foley artists. The link will be in the description. That's about it for today. See you next time. Bye!